Hello my dear friends, you're on the Military Summary channel, and today we will discuss the situation in Ukraine on the 11th of May. Today we got a lot of very interesting news, so let's start. Today we will compare three maps: the West map, the Russian sources map, this one, and another map, the third map. This is the, we can say, pro-Russian sources map, and this is, we may call it propaganda Russian sources map. So the West map, we know that they're showing the information just after some confirmation from many sources, from many updates. The Russian sources map, they're almost the same as the West map, but with some differences, because they try to trust and believe to the Russian sources, not to the West sources. And if they have confirmation from many Russian sources, they're trying to update this map. And there is a propaganda Russian sources map, we can call it like this. This map shows like the significant success of the Russians in this campaign. And also we will try to update the West map according to the achievements, according to the Russian achievements that we can see on the Russian sources map and Russian propaganda map. And let's start from the north, from the Kharkiv area. According to the West map, we see that the Ukrainians, they established control over the territory on the northeast of Kharkiv, and they're moving towards the Vovchansk. As we discussed many times in the previous videos about the importance of this area, about this railway road, about this bridge, so everything is according to the plan. And as far as you can see, the Ukrainians, they achieved significant success in this area. Many sources are saying from the Russian side that the Russians, they've moved here some reinforcements, a few tactical battalions group, but we'll see what's next. Another important update regarding our forest. The Russians intelligence says, and this information was confirmed and declared by many Russian sources channels, that Ukrainians, they are still planning to cross this river Sievierodonetsk from Yampil in direction of Rubizhne and from the Natsivka in direction of Ivanovka. So the Ukrainians, they want to cross this river using the same pontoon bridges and to establish control over this town. But for now, none of the maps, neither the West, the Russian and propaganda map, none of this map confirmed that this mission was accomplished, or that Ukrainians managed to cross these rivers in this area or establish control. The only difference between these three maps is the territory that the Russians control in this forest. According to the West map, they're saying that the Russians controlling entire forest in this area, according to the Russian just the half or a little bit more than the half, and propaganda map also said that the Russians control the entire forest in this area. This is the forest. Another important update regarding this area is the town Velika Kamyshevaha. The West sources map, they're saying that the Russians, they don't control this territory, but the Russian sources map, they're saying that they established the control over this town. They established this control yesterday. The propaganda map says the same, that they established control over Velika Kamyshevaha yesterday. So according to our first goal of this video, let's update this map according to the information that we have from the Russian sources map. I'm not saying that this is the real situation. I'm just trying to find the truth, and I'm sure that the truth is somewhere in the middle of everything. And by the way, let's move to the Kharkiv area one more time. The thing that these forests in this area on the southwest of Vovchansk is controlled by the Ukrainians. By the way, this information controlled at least by two maps, by the West map and by the Russian sources map. As far as you can see, there is green line. They moved the green line to the north. This forest is still like on the red color, but I think that in a day or in two the Russian sources will update this map and we will see that this territory is totally under Ukrainian control. By the way, there was the information that town Rubizhne in this area is already under Ukrainian control. But so let's see what's next. Now we are moving to one of the most important area, to the Liman area. We discussed this area many times, and today we got a lot of updates regarding this territory. The Russians, as we discussed in my previous video, I told you that the Russians, they slowed down and stopped their offensive operation because of the fire in the forest. You see these forests. Yesterday I published the video of these fires in this forest. Mainly we discussed the fire in the west part of Izium, but there were much more biggest and much more powerful fire in this area. So that's why the Russians, they stopped their offensive operation. More than that, if you remember a few videos ago, I told you that the Russians established control over the town Alexandrovka. By the way, the West sources map, they are not confirming this information. They're saying that Alexandrovka and Krimki is still under the Ukrainians. You see that this town, according to this map, are under the Russian control. And I can say that during the last few days, the Russians, they lost the control over the town Alexandrovka a few times, and that's true. This town, as you see, they're located right in the forest, and as far as I understand, it was very difficult to control this town, so that's why the Russians decided to retreat and direct towards more reliable positions, like in town Korovi Yar. But as soon as the fires ended, the Russians, they moved back on their previous positions. There were heavy clashes in Alexandrovka because as soon as Russians retreat from this area, the Ukrainians establish control over this town, or maybe they have there some eyes or some commandos or scouts. But as soon as fire left this territory, the Russians came back on their position, and according to the latest information, the Russians established control over these two towns, Krymki and Alexandrovka. I repeat myself, the West sources map, they're not confirming this information. They're saying that these towns are still under the Ukrainian control, and the propaganda map, they're saying that not just these towns are under Russians. You see, this is the Alexandrovka. You see, the propaganda maps also says that the Russians control Oskol, Yatskovka, Rubce, and entire territory between Izium and Alexandrovka. So we can say that according to the propaganda map, we can call it like this: the Russians, they're controlling all these territories. So we will update it just to understand the situation in the Russian media, in their media sources. I'm not saying that it's true. I also can't tell you that it's another important update regarding this area. And the Ukrainians of military officials, they confirmed this information. And as you see, the West sources map, they confirm this information as well. As you see, they're saying that the Russians control at least half the town Shandrigalove. You see this Shandrigalove town, that the Russians control at least the half of this territory. By the way, there was two directions of attack on this town, from the northwest and from the northeast. And the Russians, according to the West sources map, established control at least over the half of this town. But this morning there were news from the Russians that they established control over the town Sievierodonetsk, and that there are heavy clashes in Shandrigalove. It was this morning, so let's at least update regarding information regarding the Sievierodonetsk. And by the way, you see that there is like all these lines on the Russians. So let's just update to see the picture on this map according to the Russian sources. You see, and this morning they started their storm operation of the south of this Shandrigalove, and by 5 p.m. of this day, of local time, the Russian sources, almost every single Russian public, they told that the Russians established total control over town Shandrigalove, and that Ukrainians started their counteroffensive operation in this area, trying to push the Russians from this town. And also this morning there was another news that from Alexandrovka towards Novoselovka there was another offensive operation of the Russians. And according to the Russian sources map, they're also saying that this town, at least for now, is under the Russians. More than that, the Russians, they're saying that this information they received not from the military authorities. They're saying that this information was confirmed by the, but according to the locals, they said that by the evening of yesterday evening, today's morning, the Russians entered this town and they started to check their papers, the documents of the locals, trying to find the people who is working on Ukrainians. And so let's update this map at the same way. So we can say that according to the Russians, this territory is also under their control. In the Russian propaganda map, they're saying the same. You see, this is the in the top Chandrigalova, and on the south, this town, Novosilovka. The only one thing that Russian propaganda map says that there is by 5 p.m. at 5 p.m. of 11th of May, this evening when this video was recorded, it's like online. There was a heavy clashes in Chandrigalov. As I told you, the Ukrainians, they start their offensive operation in this area, trying to push the Russians from this town. Meanwhile, the Russians established control over the town Novosilovka. And also they announced that as soon as this town, Novosilovka, Chandrigalova, were captured by the Russians, you see that this area was splitted in two parts, at least for now, two parts. You see that for now, if it's true, if the Russians establish control over Novosilovka, we can say that this territory is split in two pieces, the west one and the south one. The west one with the center in Svetogorsk. This is the only town where there is just one bridge. As you know, there is only one bridge in Liman area left, and this bridge is located in Svetogorsk. So we can say that the group of Ukrainians in Svetogorsk still have supply and support from Slaviansk, and not just with manpower, they also have heavy equipment and so on. They have everything they need to stand on this area. They stand in this forest. As you can see, this is a very big forest, and you know that the Russians, don't like these forests. It's if you have some position in this forest, that means that it will be difficult to offensive side to break through this area. Now let's move to Liman. There is no changes regarding Liman. The only one thing that we want to update is also, it's confirmed by many maps, at least by the Russian sources map, we discussed it many times, is Stavki we need to update, and this triangle. This is the territory, according to the Russian sources map, is under their control. So let's update the Stavki. Let's update Stavki. And let's update this triangle. Another important piece of news came today from Yampil area. There were heavy clashes in the south of this area. The Ukrainian forces, they attempted their offensive operation in this town, and they were, according to the Russian officials, totally defeated, and they were moved in direction of the southeast. So we can say that the Ukrainians, they were defeated here, and they were forced and they were moved in towards this forest. So for now they are here, they are hiding somewhere in this forest. Maybe they have already crossed this river towards their positions. But the thing is that according to the Russian propaganda map, you see that they say that the Russians established total control over the town Ozerne. This is the town. So let's update just for better understanding of the things and what Russian thinks they have achieved. And there are a lot of heavy clashes in the town Dibrova. Now let's move to our I can say the most interesting area for today is Bilogorovka. We discussed this town few videos in a row. We discussed this town yesterday, the day before yesterday, and a lot of opinions, a lot of video, a lot of screenshot that the Russians, they attacked Bilogorovka. There were pontoons that were destroyed. Some people said that there were 2 pontoons. Some people said that there were 4 and just few of them were destroyed, and so on. Ukrainian sources say that they're doing their clearing operation, that they have encircled a lot of Russian forces, and now they're burning them in this, we can say, small cauldron. The Russian sources map, they are not saying anything about the situation. The only thing that they're saying, they're showing some pictures that everybody knows. It's the pictures of proved geolocation position. They're saying that there was some kind of Russian equipment in this area, tanks, heavy equipment, heavy armor, forces, and so on. Exactly in this. Also, they're saying that there were another pontoon bridge in this area, like right on the west of the town Shipilivka, and that's it. This is the only thing they're saying. Nobody knows what's going on there. Believe me, nobody knows. And I see that the Russians, they're saying nothing about this situation, and the Ukrainians, they're the only one person who says something about this situation is the governor of this area, and his words were that now the Ukrainians do a clearing operation. There was a lot of words about the pontoons, about the encirclements and so on, but as for me, I haven't seen any evidence of destroyed encircled vehicles and so on. And this information is confirmed by the Russians and the West. Nobody knows, so nobody marked this territory anyway. But we have our propaganda map. And propaganda map, as far as you can see in this here, this is the Bilogorivka. They're even put here an arrow of direction of the Russian forces. They're not just saying that this operation was failed by the Russians. They're not just saying that Ukrainians managed to encircle the Russians. They're saying that there is like real penetrating and real breakthrough, and they're even showing an arrow of direction. So they're saying that there are very big troubles and that Ukrainians have very big troubles. But I'll repeat myself, I don't know what exactly is happening there. I don't have, I'm not taking any position, because if there are two opinions, that means that we need to wait for a while, and sooner or later we'll understand everything. Or the Russians will announce that they failed and they will stop talking about this area at all, or Ukrainians will show that they were forced to move from Bilogorivka. I'm sure that 1, 2, 3 days and we will understand everything what's going on exactly in this area. Now we are moving to the Rubizhne. This is one of the most interesting area, and today we got very interesting news from the Russian sources map, from this map. They're saying that the Chechensky commander in this area, and we can find this information from a telegram of Kadyrov, it's also Chechensky leader, he told, and there was a small video report, that the Ukrainians this morning, they announced and reported that they managed to establish control over like 99% of Rubizhne, that they pushed Ukrainians towards the Zavod Zarya, that Ukrainians hid in this Zavod Zarya, just in the south of Rubizhne, and by 5 p.m. of local time, they announced and they published the video that they established control over entire Rubizhne, that they established control over entire Voivodovka, and they established control over these small villages. It's like private buildings, it's not a village, just a private sector where the people have their houses and so on. So they said that they established very huge control over entire this area. The West sources, of course, they're denying this information. They're saying that nothing like this, no changes here. But as we discussed, as we agreed, let's update this map according to the Russian sources for better understanding of the situation. So we can say that according to the Russian sources, according to their military officials, they have established control over entire Rubizhne. Now let's take a look Sievierodonetsk. There is no changes, and this information is totally confirmed by 3 maps that Sievierodonetsk is totally on the Ukrainians, no doubt about this. But now let's discuss another important area, Borivska, Voronovo-Borivska. This is the towns that established that located on the east from Lysychansk, on the west south from Sievierodonetsk. The Russian sources map, they're saying that there is no changes and that these towns is under Ukrainians. The West sources map, they're saying the same, that these towns is under Russians, and no doubt about this. But the Russian propaganda maps, they're saying that these towns, Borovskoye, this is Sievierodonetsk, this is a small bag, and this is Borovskoye. They're saying that this town is under the Russian control. This entire territory is under the Russians. I will mark this territory according to the Russian information, not because of that fact that I'm totally agree, and even not for better understanding. I will update this map just for one reason. For a few reasons, sorry. First of all, if you have any information from your side, I will be very appreciated, because I don't have any information from this area. And this is the most important and the most strange thing about this territory. For example, we don't have any information about the town Alexandrovka here. We don't have any information about Novoaidar, because there are no heavy clashes there. Why should we have any information about this town if there are no heavy clashes? The front line is here. We have a lot of information about Sievierodonetsk because it's a very hot point. You have a lot of information about the Rubizhne because there are heavy clashes there. But this is the area that located right on the edge of the front line, and we hear nothing about this area. And this is the most important. And there is a very big possibility, if there is no information about this territory, that means that something wrong with this map. With both this map, with this map and with this map. And maybe propaganda map, they have something to say. Maybe this territory is under the Russians. So if you have any information from other sources, it will be very nice and very cool to understand what's going on with this area. Because if Borovskoye is also under the Russians, if this area, that's mean I don't think that I need to explain you what would be next with the Sievierodonetsk in this case. It's obviously that the problem here is much more bigger than it was before. Now we are moving to our Orekhovo-Grachovo area. As we discussed, as I told you, the Russians, they established control according to their mass over the town Grachovo and the half of Orekhovo. And their main idea is to move from this area in direction towards this area, then to the forest, and after that to split this town in two parts. And today we got information according to the Russian official intelligence. They're saying that the Ukrainians, they're moving in the town Gorske, all forces they have. They're regrouping in this area because they're expecting attack from this forest. They know that sooner or later Orekhovo falls, and at that moment they need to be prepared in this area. They need to establish a very powerful fortified area here to say hello to the Russians from the wood, And that's it for today. Thank you for your watching, subscribe to my channel and enjoy your day. Bye bye.